And I'm telling you, there's no Indian person that knows how to speak Zulu that's not a crook. I'm telling you. There's none.
We'll get there.
Good Indians speak English. Or they speak Gujarat or Tamil or Telugu. You understand? You understand? Telugu. Telugu, you know what I mean? So hold on, I'm just saying, when Andrew Johnson says, no, Ukumalo hired this person so that they could in future do help him and assist him to siphon funds out of the slush fund or whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
She became a prophet right there.
Let me tell you something. That is Minority Report. I've watched that movie with Tom Cruise, where they arrest you before you do the crime. It's like they say, yes. You know, we watched Minority Report. The police are too advanced. They're now arresting you before you even do the crime. My goodness.
I can see what you're thinking.
My goodness. Ukumalo. You know what? Ukumalo was arrested for a crime he was about to do. That's how advanced he is. You want to meet him before? Some it's Mbapa before.
Now,
that's in prevention. But prevention is better than cure. I know.
Let's not go there. It deserves a separate episode.
Let me tell you. That's exactly how record labels work. Bayakubona ukuthi yo nomfana uNtswembu. So bakusayina before we hit. Bakupake. Ubona uyoungster nasestudio. Every week, unini uyoungster nasestudio? Wangakhiphi? Akhipheki. Why? Because if you look at the first album, it's got all the features. It looks like our last album. Mlindo, why is he unable to do better than that first album? Because that first album was supposed to be the last album. How do I know that? Because that's exactly the discussion I had with Maporis when we were making that album. Why? Because I said to Pori, Pori, this kid is very talented. But KZN kids, behavior, Port Shepstone, Umgwinyo. I don't see that. This kid will be making so much money so fast. There's no way we can control how quickly he'll be making money. He'll be making hundreds of thousands of rands within 6 months of starting his career. There's no way he's not going to lose his mind. The best hope in hell is make the best album we can make, right? And then after that, he can fall off, come back, find himself, but he'll have a masterpiece, and that masterpiece will last forever. And that Mlindo album is still, to this day, you understand? I produced the first single, the lead single, Macala. You understand? Pori said this to me as a rough idea first, cool. Then he worked on it with some guys, clean, and then I finished it. And then boom. You know what I mean?
No, Magunzima.
No, Amacala. Uzo feel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy no taps it up on it.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
You understand?
Hey, yeah, ne. It's always difficult to have.
Do you understand? I'm just saying, we bring it back to music. I wanted to take you to another level of competence, but you know what I mean? We bring it back to music.
But you're making it make sense. Now that I'm seeing, look at Ukumalo. When Kumalo speaks, you get a sense that when Kumalo is about to deal with you, he doesn't deal with you there and there. He sits and understands, who are you? How do you move? Where do you sleep? How do you commit this crime? Then he analyzes everything, and then he's like, okay, let me send this guy to get me this information about you. This information. And he doesn't send anybody. He sends people who specializes in everything. By the time Komalo deals with you, he's done. That was done long ago. When you're just seeing him starting, you think this guy is starting. He's done by that time.
Let me tell you, if you're an investigator, why would I kidnap you and take your phones? If only a paisan. So now I'm going to take a police phone. Ezong paisa, wherever I take it.
So when you are tying it down to record label, that the record label, they will sign you.
But I'm saying that whatever you see the story, you need to look at the logic of the story. The story, it needs to be logical. The story, it needs to be logical. You understand what I'm saying? Why would I now kidnap a person, take his devices, which are going to be tracking back to me? I need to make sure that my fingerprints are not there. You understand what I'm saying? That my fingerprints are not there. So I need to send whatever to extract what I need to extract. So it's clear in this case that these people were just destroying their own evidence. They've got evidence that they needed to destroy. And then they destroyed the evidence, and then the story was that, no, they were kidnapped and everything else. There's no kidnapping. There's no criminal is stupid enough to steal a phone near Poisa, which has got a tracking device. Why would you do that? Why would Landi track and then who's track? Like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Let's not go there. Because when we go there, the seat easily warm up. So let's not go there. Yeah. But nonetheless, what I've heard is that record label can look at you. They have time to study you.
Yeah.
And at that time, you don't have money. They have the buying power. You don't have the buying power.
You study the behavior of the artist.
They sign you knowing exactly that you are desperate for this and this and this and this. They know your capabilities. Technically, what Nota is basically saying is that sometimes your enemy knows you better than yourself because they spend time studying you.
They study you. So I know he's going to buy this car. He's going to have this much squeleti. And then sizomhlula la. And then makahluleka uzongicela usizo. Makacela usizo ngizothi ngimgoce futhi. Ngiyabona ngimfase ngamanye amabhandi yabona manje. And then as long as acela usizo ngimfasa ngamabhandi ngimfase.
By the time you realize,
akuphunyukeki.
I say, it takes me to this question. It takes me to this question.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the ownership of royalties. I've heard people talking about buying back everything, but in
you
this
can't
case,
buy back on a squeleti.
Yeah, okay, it's fine, but I just want to understand the ownership of everything, royalties. How does it work?
Well, it depends. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like if you're a writer, you own the rights to what you write and you compose. So the people that write and compose and arrange, those are the people that are entitled to the rights for whatever work it is that they do. If you're a performer, you're entitled to rights, you know what I mean, for mechanical reproduction of your performance. You know, so the use of your voice, the use of your playing on an instrument in those performances, those, you know, earn for you. You know, if you're a record label and you press records, you know, the records that you press, you know, they're supposed to earn royalties for you because you sell the records that you press and then you use the proceeds from those sales to pay back the costs of production and hopefully make a profit.
Answered. The next question is already answered. Now that I'm thinking, who's a record label and the management, it was answered when you were talking about the vertical. It was answered right there. So I'm answered. All of my questions are answered.
Okay.
So
that's why they call me Nhlamulo.